what's up everybody? Welcome back to another set of Genshin Impact reactions. Today we have Bounty of Fertile Slopes and the Brisk Morning Air. These are both from the same album as the last ones I listened to, so I'm kind of expecting a similar vibe. Maybe a little bit more of Arcangelo Chen, who apparently was the one who composed the last song I listened to, so that was pretty cool that I got that right just out of vibe entirely. But Zavehans wanted me to get to this one. It had the most likes on it, and I guess without further ado, let's go! Is this a tango? It has all the building blocks so far. I was about to say it's missing an accordion. There it is. Well, this is just way different than the last one. I was kind of expecting them all to be thematically similar, but apparently not. It's missing the... Ren's was about to say, it's missing, like, castanets. Here we are. Brilliant. Every second I'm like, where's that stereotype in this genre? Boom. What the hell? That's some great writing. It does kind of have a waltzy energy to it. But it's definitely a tango. Ooh, big finish there too. Love the energy on that one. Like I said, completely different from the last song of that same album, but I just assume this world is so big you're not going to have the exact same sound in every spot of it. So it's nice to hear songs like this that break things into a further granulated idea of what the world is. So I think what's interesting with this is that even though it sounds very different from the other themes I've heard from this album, it still has a little bit of that airiness to it. It still sounds a little detached from Earth, and they still did have like low-end brass in here that was helping kind of ground it a little bit, similar to the other ones, but at the same time, this just had, I mean, maybe it's just because it's a tango and it's a very flowy dance and it's just, you know, the vibes that come with it, but it feels very lighthearted and very fun. It doesn't feel as majestic as the last songs, but I think that that's perfectly fine. Again, based on where you are in the world, there's going to be a lot of different sounds and influences, and I can still tell this is from the same area. It still has a lot of the Natlan vibe to it, and you can probably credit that to the Spanish sounds in here, and obviously with the tango, it's just very much tonally in that chunk of the world for me. I'm not entirely sure if that is the case. Maybe it's a neighboring nation or something. Maybe it's just a different area that I haven't really been to yet. I'm not sure, but it just sounds so familiar in that way. And I think that that might be a part of the melody too. There's something that feels very familiar about this one. I don't think I've heard any of this song before. Maybe there's a motif in there I have stumbled upon before, but I didn't recognize any. But once again, I'm assuming this is Arcangelo Chen. It has this tangible, unique flair to it that just feels so good in the world. It just layers itself so nicely. The percussion was really nice with that, especially having all these different things happening all at once. I think it was a xylophone. I don't think it was a glockenspiel. It sounded too woody. It might be a different instrument that's similar. Point being, they had like that in there. Of course, the castanets, like I mentioned, which again, great timing on that. I was legitimately about to be like, where's the castanets? It's like a tango classic, you know? A little stereotyped maybe, but it kind of fits the vibe. It's what we know them for. And it's like, okay, cool. where is it? And like right as that thought crossed my mind and I was about to say something, boom, there they were. It's just, you couldn't have asked for a better answer to my question at the exact same moment. I'm wondering, what a great compositional awareness. You know, like that's another thing that makes me think that this is Arcangelo. It's the compositional awareness. It's the knowledge of exactly when and where people are going to be asking questions like that, even if subconsciously. I didn't even realize that there wasn't castanets for the first like 30 seconds. And then once it like settled in that it was a tango, I'm like, wonder if we're going to start hearing those at any point. Boom, there they were. It was just, when a composer can like natively tell that people are going to be asking these questions and wanting to hear these things and then tossing them in there. It's so satisfying to get that. And there's very few composers on earth who can do that very well. Masayoshi Soken, the composer for Final Fantasy, I just did a video, that's a member's first one right now, of one of his songs from 16. And it kind of had a similar thing, not for the genre, but the pure awareness of where to place things, how to perfectly blend stuff. So if you like those games and you want to see my opinion on that when it comes out, that'll be about a month from now. But it's, again, very similar with just the raw awareness. There are very few composers out there who can really understand what the listeners are expecting out of their genre, out of their tone, like everything. They just know it at their core and they do it so well. And it's just, this is one of those songs. It was simple, very short. It was fun, but it was a tango. It was gonna be all of those things. But it's just the awareness of every single motion, making it feel so natural. I wanted to dance with it. I was feeling it the whole way through. And the second I had a question about the song, it answered it for itself immediately upon that happening, which is just phenomenal work. So once again, I'm very confident that this is Arcangelo Chen because of those factors, albeit something did feel a little bit different about this one, and I still can't figure out exactly what that is. So I'm just gonna let you guys tell me if there's something about this song that I am missing. Maybe I've heard something that was in here, but it's been too long for me to know. Maybe it has a different feel to it. Maybe he had some help. Maybe I'm still confident that this is Arcangelo, but I feel like that's not the whole story, weirdly. I might be getting ahead of myself now that I've just gotten the one Arcangelo guess correctly, but I'm letting my gut tell me something, and my gut is telling me something's different with this one, and I don't know what that is. So tell me down below, but we need to get to the Brisk morning air, so let's do that. Ooh, a little bit of flamenco right off the bat. Very much similar in vibes already. Ooh, nice. Very focused on the guitar. Accordion. High brass. Very focused on the high end for this one. Wait a minute. This is missing something. The song is beautiful. My brain's doing a thing. Love the claps. Another classic flamenco trade secret. A not so secret secret. What it's missing is like low brass. This is all high. And the only low string is the guitar. Is this one Arcangelo too? It did not feel like it. I feel like that might be the difference, actually. I feel like maybe this wasn't Arcangelo. The one, you know what? I'm going to get too ahead of myself. So my brain's latching onto something. I think the reason that the other songs felt like Arcangelo is because they had this presence in the low end, this rumbling, big brass energy. This song did not have any of that. It felt less orchestral. But the one we just listened to did have some of that. And that one felt like Arcangelo. Maybe it's just a bias thing. Maybe I'm completely wrong on the feeling here, but I think all of the songs I've heard from Arcangelo Chen is the fact that there's a full orchestra involved, to at least a degree. This one, there was obviously a lot of instruments, but it was all higher instruments. It didn't have any low-end brass that I could tell. It did have some violins in there, but I didn't really hear any cello work. It's that. It felt too thin compared to the sound I'm used to hearing and associating with Arcangelo Chen. And Yu-Peng Chen, frankly, by extension there, because he had a very similar thing of using the whole orchestra for everything. Maybe I was wrong about these being Arcangelo Chen, like, exclusively. Maybe this is somebody else. I'm still sure about the other one. I'm still pretty sure that that was. Something about it. There's just a characteristic. It's all gut feeling, so I'm probably wrong. But this felt different. This felt less thick. With like 4 C's. This felt thinner. And that might just be the genre, maybe, because like there isn't usually a bunch of low brass in flamenco stuff, because it's mostly the high end that's carrying it all. The guitars, the trumpets is like the bulk of it. Of course, you had the accordion in here. It's like that's where it was getting its low end, was like the resonance of the guitar and a little bit of the accordion, the strings, kind of, not a lot of it. It was still a really nice piece, though. Very flamenco, very nice. I really liked the feel of it. But it just felt different from the last one, and my brain is stuck on that. And I don't know why. I'm really probably overthinking this. It's probably Arcangelo Chen, too. It probably is. It just, there's a characteristic in maybe just the genre approach of the last one being more of a tango, this one being just straight up flamenco. It's just, okay, it's a little different. You're going to go for different things. You're going to go for different band mixes. There's just something different with this one. I don't know if I would call it a wow factor or anything. It's like when you can this is going to be a weird analogy. It's like when you can identify a cat by their meow. It's like every cat is a cat, but you can tell that it's yours when your cat meows versus another cat. Even though they're doing effectively the same thing, it is a distinct enough trait that's like a language in and of itself. And I feel like these songs, even though they're kind of in the same pocket, the same genres, it's like, where is this song speaking to me? And it's in a different way. It's like a different accent compared to the last one. And I don't think that that's just because of the genre. I think that there's a deeper core difference to how these were approached. I'm definitely overdoing it with this. I'm definitely reading way too far into this. It was a beautiful song, a beautiful guitar arrangement, everything. The solos from the trumpets were absolutely phenomenal. It just felt really nice. It was balanced all the way through. A very, very good composition. I have no arguments about it whatsoever. And that's probably why my brain is focusing so hard on why this feels different from the last one. But that's probably just me overthinking it. But as is, it's like, I don't know if I can say anything more just because it is really nice. I like the claps in there. Again, that's like a classic trait to put in these songs. It's very nice to keep that rhythm. It's just, it's exactly what it is. But my brain won't get away from the stupid other thing. So I think I'm just going to call it here because I'm going to be stuck on that train of thought for a while if I don't. So thank you all so very much for watching. I'm sorry if that was a little lackluster. I didn't really analyze the second one as much. It was just me and that thing in my brain just knocking my head going, this is different. Why is it different? Why does it feel different? But either way, if you have another song you want me to get to, by all means, drop them in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!